bhavatu sahanau bhavantu saha viryankaravavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti. Today we will discuss unique presentation of the sages and saints describing human perfection. The picturization of human perfection they gave in the form of a monkey. Very unique thinking, that is. The height of human perfection, if we want to take, it is in the form of Hanuman, who is in the form of monkey. Very interesting presentation that is. Because mind is equated to monkey here. And what makes a human is the presence of the mind. And it is the mind that is the cause of bondage, also the cause of liberation. What helps us to get liberated is the mind, and what causes the bondage is also mind. That's what they say, Manasyeva Manushyanam Karanam Bandha Mokshayoho. It is the mind that is causing both. And what is the nature of mind? They say it has the nature such as that of monkey's nature. That is why Vedanta never bothered when Darwin said human beings are evolutes of monkeys. He said that's what we have been saying for the last 10,000 years. We have been saying mind came from monkey. Now he says body also comes from monkey. So what we said, walk out. It's a very interesting way they compared it. What is the nature of monkey is to have these two factors, Asthira and Chanchala. These are the two factors of the mind. Two behaviors of mind. Asthira is unsteady. Chanchala is wavering. Both will appear same meaning. You say, sir, isn't it both mean the same thing? They say, no, there is a difference. The difference is, one is moving from place to place. Another type of movement is moving within a place. Like for example, plant doesn't move from place to place. It is fixed in one place. In that place it keeps moving. That is one type of movement. Another type of movement is the animal movement. Animals move from place to place. Mind has the behavior of both, they say. Mind behaves both ways. It moves from thought to thought, and even if you give it a thought to focus, it will jump out of it. It moves. So the best comparison they found is monkey. Because monkey is that which is unsteady and restless. These two are the classical behavior of monkey. Human being is defined by mind. Mind is defined by the behavior of monkey. So what they did was, they picked up that figure and presented as the highest perfection possible by any human. Anything that you can aspire as human, absolute if you take, that is Hanuman. Any human aspiration. You can think of all desire possibilities by human. We have highest is Hanuman in that. Very interesting presentation. And another unique factor about Hanuman is he is not only made a human perfection, he has been elevated one step above human also. So they picked up a picturization of a monkey, brought him to the human, and all human aspirations, possibilities, then they gave him one step above that also. Made him God. So he is not just the best of human, say, no, he is highest among gods. Of all gods have. That's why if you see, if you read Ramayana, in Ramayana, Vishwarupa is there only for Hanuman. There is no Vishwarupa for Rama. Rama never shows Vishwarupa there. Only Hanuman shows the Vishwarupa Darshana is there. Krishna Avatar, he gives Vishwarupa to everybody, he shows Vishwarupa. To his mother he shows, to his friend he shows, to his enemy he shows. Anyone who comes and asks, he will show one Vishwarupa. Free distribution of Vishwarupa in Krishna Avatar. Rama Avatar, no Vishwarupa. In entire Ramayana, nobody has Vishwarupa except Hanuman. And in that one form, we have the best of all that. And you have seen God's pictures. You can go to any temple. All the gods. You go anywhere. All gods will be having two presentations. Two ways they will be gracing or showing their grace to the devotees. How they show grace to the devotee is through their hand gestures. Through the gesture you will find the scriptures, the sculptures in it. Either you will find them in the form of Abhaya Hasta or Bharata Hasta. Abhaya Hasta is holding hand like this. If they hold hand in this form, that is called Abhaya. Don't worry. Or you will find them with Bharata, showing hand this like this. This is Bharata Hasta. You go to Tirupati, you will find Balaji with Bharata Hasta. He will say, whatever boons you ask for, I will grant. I am giving you all that you are asking for. All your desires be fulfilled. That is Bharata Hasta. Hasta means palm, hand. So these two things. Only one God you will find who is folding hands and standing. Amazing presentation. No other God you will find. You go to temple, you are supposed to go with what? with Anjali Mudra. This is Anjali Mudra, holding forms. This is devotion, mark of devotion. The mark of devotion, you go and do pranams. You say, Namaste. You go to God for that. And we have a God here who comes and stands as, either we go to him for abhaya or we go to him for taking some boons. Suddenly you see here Hanuman standing, only God, who stands with folded palms, looking at you. Now, we find it so embarrassing. At least I had that one. I used to feel, why he is standing like that? I come to you for asking things, and if you are standing there with folded palms, it's called Bhakta Anjaneya. Anjaneya is presented in very many forms. One of the most popular form of Hanuman is, there is, Veera Anjaneya is there. Many forms of Anjaneya we have in many temples. But of all that, we find this Bhakta Anjaneya is the one we go to worship. We worship him for that. And first thing he does is what? We go to him to do Anjali. Before we do that, he does to us. You see, very unique thinking of these people. To keep a God in that form, to have conceived God. Only in this culture we have seen, earlier. Nowhere they have seen God dancing. Who is the best dancer? God as a dancer. And we worship him when he is dancing. And there was a debate, it seems, between who is a better dancer. Dance means Nataraja. He is a king of dance. That's why he is called as Nataraja. He is a king of dance. King of pop, we say, like that. He is superior to him. Dancing. Is Nataraja a great dancer, or Krishna's calling a Nardana? He also performed dance, because Vishnu is very jealous, it seems. Krishna avatar is Purna avatar, we say, because he fulfilled so many things which he couldn't do in other avatars. All avatars, whatever was missing, everything he finishes in this one avatar. That's why it is called as Purna avatar, we say. So Krishna wanted to prove that I am a better dancer than you. So there's two devotees were standing and discussing who is a better dancer. And the final conclusion came to us, Krishna is a better dancer. Why? Based on one argument. When Nataraja was dancing, the stage is stable. Right? Stage is stable. Whereas when Krishna was dancing, Kalinga is also moving, no? Isn't it? Imagine the stage is also dancing. On that you have to dance. What amount of balance is needed? So he says, Krishna is a better dancer. Very unique ways of thinking about God here. We conceive God as the one who can be the best one to steal. Thief. We take him as a thief. We conceive God as dancer. And we conceive God as the one who pays respects to those who come to temple. Unbelievable presentation. That's the beauty of Hanuman. And the glory of him is so unique. And sheer story of his is exciting. As a child, everyone gets gripped by the story of Hanuman. Just the childhood pranks of Hanuman is so exciting. As youth, you get excited by his presence, by his power. As an adult, you get excited with his knowledge. As a matured person, you get excited with all that, how humble he is. The height of humility. See, we are also humble. Our humility is because of our incapacitation. See, wherever we feel incapacitated, we feel humble. You are humble towards whom? You can be humble only with respect to people who you believe as superior to you. Correct? You don't humbly request your driver to take the car, isn't it? You don't humbly request the bellboy to carry your luggage, isn't it? There, you command. You don't humbly request him. Please, I plead you to carry my luggage. This is not the way you talk to those people. This Uber taxi driver, you don't talk like that. You speak with such command. Why? Whereas you cannot be humble, remember that. It is not possible. It is impossible for you to be, and don't have this false modesty of claiming, I am humble towards everybody, sir. I am humble towards my dog also. You can't be humbly requesting your dog. Can't be humbly requesting your child. It is not possible. Don't try all that. In the name of humility, we try to apply those things in the wrong areas. The humility is possible only when you see only in the areas where you feel someone or something is superior to you. And the problem is, on one hand, we feel we are the supreme most. The ego is there, I am supreme. On the other hand, we feel we are limited, restricted, constricted. We are bound. Now, Hanuman is a personality where we build a temple to him. The fact that you go to him for seeking his blessings, the proof is what? Is the proof that it proves we treat him superior to us. Correct? Now, he has to be humble towards you. See, Hanuman will be humble towards Rama, correct? There's no doubt about it. With reference to Rama, Hanuman will be humble. Why? According to Hanuman, Rama is Purushottam. Because Hanuman is the only character who saw Rama as God in entire Ramayana. No one saw Rama as God. That's the indication Hanuman gives to Rama in his first meeting itself. We'll see that later when we see the instances of Hanuman, the qualities of Hanuman. He is the only one who saw that. The only one who saw Rama in a different light, in a different angle. Everyone else saw Rama as one. Lakshmana saw him as a brother. Dasharatha saw him as son. Sita saw him as husband. That's all. Sita did not see Rama as avatar. Purushottama, they just say Purushottama. When they say, they doesn't mean Purusha means individual there. He is the best among humans. He is how each one saw. Right. Hanuman is the only person, before he could even get introduced, he sees him. And how subtly he communicates is something fascinating. So Hanuman being humble towards Rama is quite understandable. Why? According to Hanuman, Rama is Supreme God and I am your servant, according to Hanuman. So he feels himself to be servant of Rama. Therefore he will be humble towards Rama. Correct. Now why he has to be humble towards you? That is interesting. Why he is standing there? That's where he is perfection of humility. Perfection about Ram, the temples which you see, Hanuman Temple, you will not find this orthodox people will not go to exclusive Hanuman Temple. Very orthodox people will not go. They will go to Ram Mandir or Vishnu's temple. In that Vishnu temple, there will be one separate sanctum sanctorum for Hanuman. There they will go and worship. Sometimes you will find Hanuman is a very powerful Hanuman, he is, they say, in a temple. And you go and search of the sanctum sanctorum, you will not find anything. Where is it now? He is in a pillar. He is in one corner. The pillar, there is a statue of Hanuman carved in. And they say that is the most powerful Hanuman. A lot of people go there and go around that pillar. Suddenly you will find why people are going around the pillar there. A lot of people in this Kabbaleswara temple in Mylapore, if you go, you will find people who going around a pillar. You wonder what is why in that particular pillar people are going around. Huh? In that particular pillar they have carved Hanuman statue. That's all. Tremendous respect given. I have not seen people going around even that Muruga, Sannidhana, all that. But that Hanuman is such a powerful one. They go around that. Now we go around him. Why should he be standing? The orthodox people don't go. That is why all these Hanuman temples will always have one Ram statue also in that same temple. Without a Rama statue, Rama, Lakshmana, Sita, that full gang has to be there. Only then the temple will be recognized. If only you are going to have only Hanuman statue, they will not go. Why? Whatever you say, however glorified Hanuman is, he is still treated as Jiva only. Because he still has that Chiranjeevitvam. No? He is still there. Chiranjeevi means the one who has no death. He will not die. And there are supposed to be seven Chiranjeevis. One is Hanuman. One of them is Hanuman. That Jambavan, Vibhishna, that there is about a list of 7 people are there.
They don't die.
They don't die. They are still there. So they will continue to live. Where they are alive, you can't find out. And don't go out in search of some caves and all that. Immediately they go and say, this man has been living for the last 5,000 years. But Hanuman happened in Treta Yuga. Right? Much before Krishna. And Hanuman is much more senior to even Rama. Right? Rama is younger. Hanuman is older. He is much older to Rama in terms of age. So age Allah you can't calculate. Ranjivi means it's a belief. You have a long life. And what is interesting is, in the Shastras they say, if a person lives a long life, that means he is cursed. You have to suffer. That's why you are given long life. If I am going to be living long life now, that's the meaning of it, they say. So early you die, better for you. Why not? Longer you live, it is such a pain. You see, long life. A point would come where you feel like saying, I don't know why I am living. Because so many tragedies you will see. You see, your near and dear ones will be dying, one by one. And people who are younger than you will pass out. You have to suffer all that, all the losses. The loss of one by one, will go. There go, this fellow goes, that fellow goes. My friends go, my brothers go, my sisters go. This goes, that goes. I am not going. It's a pain. Or another problem is, as you get old, you become more and more dependent on people to take care. All these years you have been taking care of those people. Suddenly you become dependent on people around you to take care. Even for you to get up and sit and eat food, hand is not going towards the food. Someone has to take that and put it in your mouth. And half the time you can't even swallow properly. Half the thing will come out. You can't eat full. It is such a pain. I don't want to describe more. The pain of old age. You see, in that, imagine these people have been given this Chiranjeevitvam. Is it a boon or a curse? Imagine, he has to see everyone dying. Everyone dies. And I have to live. So many movies we see, they say, I have been living for the last 4,000 years. They say. And they say, I have seen, Alexander, I have fought along with Alexander, I have fought along with this fellow, I have fought along with that fellow. All that I have seen. And still that person looks 27-year-old. Same thing. It doesn't change at all. And we think it is a blessing. It's a pain. Our old age, it's a pain. But for them, it's a boon. Why he accepted that? Why he was given this boon of Chiranjeevi? Now, what are we to learn from that? What is the gift? Now, why should we go to Hanuman and worship him? The one who has that knowledge, power, strength, valor, everything he has. And not only he has, the best part of it is, he has the capacity to bestow those things to us also. That is the beauty of Hanuman. Now he has it, so what? So you have all that. So what is the use of it to us? No. He has that power to share it with people. Whoever comes to him, whoever goes to his vicinity, they get it. And what do they get? There's a very, very popular shloka they give. This Ramayana, they read Ramayana, that Palastuti they give. There are a series of shlokas are there. Now the shloka, very popular one, Buddhir Balam Yashodairya, Nirbhayaktvam Arogata, Ajatyam Vakpaduttvam Hanuman Smaranat Bhavet. You get all that with what? Just the smarana of Hanuman. Just think of Hanuman. That's enough. All that you have to do is what? Just by thinking on Hanuman, what do you get? Buddhi, Balam, Yashas, Dhairyam, courage. Buddhi, Balam, Yashas, Dhairyam, Arogata. Roga means disease. Aroga means no disease. So that's this Arogata. Ajatyam. That's another beautiful one. Fascinating quality. Ajatyam Vakpaduttvam. All this. Vakpaduttu means skill in speech. It's called Vakpaduttu. The skill of Hanuman. Just speaking skill. His oratory skill. That's what happened. That is how Rama describes Hanuman. A man with the skill in speaking. He is very skillful in speech. How skillful he is, he says, very interesting. He says, I am so skillful. Hanuman's skill in speech is, if a fellow were to bring a dagger to stab you, if Hanuman starts speaking, he will be stunned by his speech and wait till he finishes his speech, and only then he will kill him. That is the power of his speech, says Rama about Hanuman. Then Rama had that doubt. Will it happen? If Hanuman has that power, do I have that power? People have, imagine drawing a sword to kill. Who is going to be waiting till you finish your talk for them to start the fight. Hmm? That desire Rama had. That is a desire he fulfilled in the next Janma as Krishna. So he had that doubt. They say, very interesting comparison these people give. Why Krishna was speaking such a big lecture in Kurukshetra? He wanted to give this Bhagavad Gita to the world. Okay. If he wanted to give the message of Bhagavad Gita to the world, he could have given in any form. One day, Krishna comes to meet the Pandavas, and Arjuna and Krishna were walking in the forest. When they are walking in the forest, Arjuna asks his doubts. Krishna is explaining the concepts. It would have been a much better presentation. But then why Krishna chose this Kurukshetra war, battlefield, for giving out his Gita sermon? Why he wanted to sing the song there, in the battlefield? Only to fulfill the desire that he had in the previous avatar. As Rama avatar, he had that desire, it seems. If I speak also, will people wait? Because he is so confident. If Hanuman speaks, people will wait. If Hanuman speaking, people will wait. If I speak, will they wait? He wanted a proof. And he got the best opportunity in the Kurukshetra war. That is why he gave this Gita sermon in the war, they say. Oh, very many interpretations for why Gita sermon was given in the battlefield. The cause of that is, and he wanted that to happen in the presence of Hanuman, not in his absence. That is why he kept him in the flag of the chariot. You know that, no? Every one of them have their own flags. Every party has a flag, no? Like that, every country has a flag. Every warrior in those days had a flag for their own chariot. Just to identify, that's all. Just a mark of identification. How do you identify that? Like we have, no, in the police department, the stars that you have, different stars were given to different layers. So like that, they have this one. So in the Mahabharata war, Arjuna's flag in his chariot was Hanuman, Kapi, monkey flag. But he is actually brother of Bhima. Hanuman is a brother of Bhima. Bhima is also Vayuputra. Hanuman also Vayuputra. Hanuman is elder, younger brother is Bhima. But he is not sitting in his chariot. He was sitting in this chariot. Why? He knows Krishna is going to speak. He is going to give that Gita sermon. And who has to be the witness? He wanted Hanuman himself to be the witness for that. So Rama wanted the signature and seal of Hanuman, approval of Hanuman. Yes, correct. If you speak also, people who have drawn the sword will wait. That is why at the 0 hour of the battle, after they have blown the conches and this, everything was ready. That is the time he was giving this big sermon, 700 shlokas. Is still able to give. Why not? That's called this Vakpadutva, the skill in speech. You get that. So what all you get now? First thing, what worship of Hanuman comes, Anjaneya gives is this Buddhi Intellect, the capacity to think, independent of the situation, independent of your opinions. independent of your emotions. That is called Buddhi. Bhalam, or power, strength. You get strength. Now what is interesting is, first thing they say is Buddhi is needed. Now after comes all this. Everything comes. And the last thing they give is skill in speech. Now first thing we all want to develop is what? I want to learn to speak. Communication class. Everywhere people wanted to become best orators, communicators. That say no. Communication skill is not the essential one. That is also needed, but that's not the priority one. That is the last one you keep. The first thing you should have is Buddhi. Build your intellect first. Then he says Bhalam. Strength, power. Yashas. Yashas means fame. You are known for what? That is also important. Not just name. You are very famous. No. With the name you should be famous. That is called yashas. Not just fame. You are known for, like Hitler is also famous. Everybody knows Hitler. Right? Now that is not called yashas. You are known for, with the name you should be known. For something noble you should be known. You should have that yashas. A very, very important quality. A must needed in the life. For you to live life, you need that yashas. If that yashas is not there, you won't feel complete in life. Every one of us have our own circle. Remember, it's not that everybody should be coming in the, page 3 personalities they say. No? It's not like that. That's very easy to get. See, but to be known for something worthy, something noble, is called yashas. Yashas means that fame, name and fame. That's called yashas. Buddhi, Bhalam, yashas, Dhairyam, courage. And what is interesting is they give two things here. Dhairyam, immediately they give the next one is Nirbhayatvam, fearlessness. Now, isn't it Dhairyam includes fearlessness? A person who has courage, can he be fearful? Like we say, Napoleon, courageous fellow.
But Dhairyam is not courage.
Yeah, Dhairyam is courage. That is courage. Valor. The capacity to plunge in to things. The one who has that Dhairyam, how can he have fear? But then, in these slokas, see, these slokas are very simple slokas, but they, pack in very fine ideas. We just dismiss that. We don't pay attention to those things. They say, that's all it is. What all you get? Fearlessness you get. Hurry. When you have courage, doesn't it include fearlessness in that? Then why are you asking again? Fearless. Buddhi, Balam, Yashas, Dhairyam. All that I have. Fearlessness should be people around me. People around me should not have fear about me. The moment you see, and what is happening today is everything ulta we want. We want people to be scared of us today. See, very weird we are. See, human being has become completely derailed, deranged, you say. You know. We are talking about, relationships. In a relationship, there's so much of breakdown happens in relationship. If you carefully analyze those relationship breakdowns, the sole reason you will find is want of respect, not want of love. You are not respecting me is the problem. Not because people break relationship because want of love, affection. You are not loving me enough is not the problem today. The problem today is you are not respecting me enough. We demand that respect in relationships, where love and identification and affection and concern should be the foundation. Not respect should be the foundation. That doesn't mean respect should not be there. Say, for this relationship, what should be the foundation? Within family, what should be the foundation of relationship? What emotion should be the foundation there? Affection should be the foundation, love should be the foundation, or respect should be the foundation. When you go to this court, towards the judge and the lawyer, there is a relationship. Lawyers and judges, there is a relationship. No? What is the foundation there? Respect should be the foundation there. If the lawyer is not having the respect to the judge, what will happen? Lawyer cannot say, I love the judge so much. I am so affectionate towards him. We are not expecting affection there. The army general is there. Now the commander should be having the respect there. Respect is a foundation there. Respect to the higher official is the foundation of that relationship. But when you come to your personal relationships, what should be the foundation? Affection should be the foundation. But today you see, you can sit and discuss, because I've been getting, I get a chance to speak to people, or rather people come and speak. Everywhere, wherever I've seen there is a problem of relationships, it is only one thing. This is what I ask them. Do you want the other person to be respectful towards you, or you want them to be affectionate towards you? What do you want? And we want what? I want a respectful affection. That is not possible. Respectful affection not possible. It will not come. Either you will be respected, or people will be affectionate towards you. What do you want? Weirdly, we want identification in the office and respect at home. Madness, I say. And then we claim ourselves to be intelligent. We are all very intelligent people. How is it possible? We want people to have mutual identification in the office. That's why they keep doing this team programs and this one, that one, spending thousands and thousands of rupees or dollars, pounds. Same way, Do you want people to be fearing you or not fearing you? Huh? We want people to be fearing us. Now, people should be scared of you. Then you think we are the proof of any of these things. Presence of any one of these things is what? We create environment intimidating the other. That's what we do. Wherever we go, anywhere you go, what you do is only this. You try to create situations. You may succeed, you may not succeed. That is different. Right? But a very primary, deep-rooted desire in all of us is my presence should be intimidating to the other. What is a proof now? You go to any office in the world. You can go to all offices in the world. You enter the room, the general manager or the managing director or anyone, director, any room, chairman, is that president, vice president, anywhere you go, the chair on which he sits is always bigger, and the chair which is put the opposite side is always smaller. You go and see. Every office in the world. What are we trying to do? Why is it the case? In this room, I have to establish what? I am the boss. I am superior to you. Doesn't matter who you are. I always have the bigger portion than what you have. Always you have to be what? This is the idea. This is what we are instilling. As soon as the person walks in, first thing we are establishing is what? I am superior to you. Therefore, what are you supposed to be? You are small. You have to have fear. If you are not fearing me at all, we feel what? That's why they say, towards God you should have bhaya bhakti. Hey, why you should have bhaya, first of all? Bhakti you should have towards God, correct. Why you should have fear? How can there be fearful devotion? Either you have devotion or you are not having devotion. There is no such thing called fearful devotion. Fearful devotion is a fake devotion. What are we doing? First thing we pray to Hanuman is what? What he gives us is, he gives you buddhi. He gives you strength. He gives you fame for right reasons. You are known for right reasons. Also he gives you what? Courage, determination to achieve anything. And you will find in Hanuman's life, every one of this is highlighted. You will find this in his life complete. So they say, very good directors introduce the main character after about 15-20 minutes of the movie. Main character will come only then. Then they say, what about extraordinary directors? Extraordinary directors will introduce a main character after interval, not before. Before interval, you will not get. best of movies you see. After interval only you get the real. For those who don't know, watch this movie, Basha. Right. First half of the movie is only about, till interval it is only Manikam. Basha comes only after interval. Before interval, Basha is not there. Same way, best of movie if you want to take, this is Ramayana. In Ramayana, Hanuman gets introduced only in where now? Kishkinda Kanda. That's where he comes. Before that he is not there in the picture at all actually. But after Hanuman gets introduced in Ramayana, it will appear as though Rama has taken a back seat. Like in the movies, they say the screen presence, certain actors have got the screen presence. When they are in the screen, like in those days we used to say, if Chiranjeevi is dancing, doesn't matter who the heroine is, your eyes will not go towards the heroine. Your eyes will see only Chiranjeevi. That is his presence, they say. Like that, after the introduction of Hanuman in Ramayana, he steals the show. He is just a support role only, actually speaking. It's not the main role. It's just a support role. But he comes as a servant of Rama. And he does only service. That's all. Nothing else he is doing. But his presence is such that consumes. That's what is known as yashas, fame. When he has all that, how people will approach towards him? How people should go towards him? My God, that guy is a big fellow, man. I have seen a lot of people, don't make a phone call to big guys. They don't call them. Ask them, why you don't call? You know him? No, just call him. No, he'll be busy. Why you are not calling him? Busy. Not accessible. So what they do is they send a message. Like to speak, when are you free? Let me know. Busy man, what is this? There is a distance created. Now, Hanuman may have all those great qualities, but he will also create an atmosphere around him. What is it? He is such a approachable person. A very, very important quality needed. Qualification needed for a guru. We see Hanuman from different angles. One, we see Hanuman as God, who blesses us with all this. If you take him as guru, then this quality becomes such an important role. That's why I am highlighting this. But my favorite is not this. Nirbhayatvam is not my favorite in that. Buddhi, Balam, Yashas, Dhairyam, Nirbhayam, Arogata is not my favorite. One quality which a must needed for the world today, as this Acharya says, Ajatyam. Ajatyam is not being a Jadam. Jadam means what? Matter. Matter is inert. Don't be like that of an inert matter. What comes from Jata is Jatyam. Jatyam is the outcome of being a Jada. Jada means inert. Inertness. What is it? Not tamas. Laziness. My favorite quality is that. Because today, if you see the world, the laziness that we have today, particularly when you are attempting to do something higher, the indifference and laziness that we have towards the higher efforts or lower efforts, Allah, there is no laziness today. We are all very enthusiastic. What is the proof now? The class is the proof. See, when we started this Zoom class, Zoom classes, we were having about 90 and odd people were there for the class when we started the Zoom classes. Today, how many are there? 26. From 90 to 26. 26 people in the class. In that you are one. Which means I am one in that, no? Which means 25. Because mine is also there, no? Account. Vedanta Institute. Account is there, no? Delete that. 25 people sitting. Which is where? You don't have to do anything. All that you have to do is what? Just switch on and sit in front of your laptop. Sit in front of your computer at home. How many of them are switched on their video? 6 people. Rest of it is switched off. That is called Jatyam. See, lazy. Sheer tamas this, that's all. See, will you do the same thing in your company meeting? When you are sitting with the managing director, will you be sitting like that? Oh, no, sir. Why? Anything higher, you see. Whereas the enthusiasm people have for this party. I know people go for parties 6 days a week. This party, that party, this party, that party, this one, that one. And they have formed groups also. And what is so interesting is none of those groups dwindle the numbers. Numbers go on increasing there. Goes on increasing in those places where there is entertainment alone. And after entertainment you get tired. You see, there. Nowhere it drops. Only here, when you have to do something higher, only when you have to do something beyond your selfish. With reference to your selfish field, there is no problem at all for all of us. All of us will become humble in my areas of interest. If my interest is at stake, I'll become very humble. I'll become open. Like, if I have to get my, son's, college admission, I'll become very humble. I will call everyone. I will ask, hey, can you help me, man? I want to get my son's, college admission. Can you help me for this? Can you help me? There is no problem at all. Ask the same person to do the same thing for something higher. Hesitation. No. That I cannot do. Very interesting. You see, that's what he calls ajatyam, that quality of that laziness, tamas. Finally, he says, vakpadattu. That's why he puts, very interestingly, they put ajatyam first and then vakpadattu. You see, last one should be your skill, communication skills alone. But today what we want to have is that first. I want everyone to be scared, fearing me. Nirbhayatvam. You should create an atmosphere wherever you go. People should not get intimidated looking at you. See, now we create such a ambience around us. You see, wherever you go. And that is valued today. That's very interesting. Another quality is this laziness. You know, Hanuman is not his original name. You know that? Original name for him. Name is given by whom? Parents give, no? That's the original name of yours.
His name was Angad.
Angad is Vali's son. His original name given by his mother, Anjana, is his mother. Kesari is the father. He is a Vanara, Kesari. Kesari literally means lion. He is the lion amongst the monkeys. So he is called a Kesari, which means he is the most powerful fellow. He is a leader. So he is a king sort of, powerful guy. He is a leader amongst those people. These two, with the blessings of Vayu, they got a son. That is Hanuman, we say. No, but Hanuman is not the name given by his parents. His mother named him Sundaran. Sundar was his name. Sundar means beautiful. So his mother's name given, actual name given to him, passport name, is, or Aadhaar card name. In Aadhaar card of Hanuman, it is Sundar. Anjaneya is the son of Anjana, is Anjaneya. If Anjana had 4 sons, all 4 sons will be called as Anjaneya only. The son of Anjana. That is not his original name also. The name given by his mother. Anjana is the one who gives him a name. So that. Now what is interesting is, for every mother, their child is beautiful. That's all. There is nothing great about it. It's not only that, he is actually beautiful. Such a beauty, such a tejas had. So by worshipping him, what do you get? By thinking on him, by studying Hanuman, what you get? These are the things you get. His birthplace is, we have a place, in Tirupati when you go, there is one mountain which is ascribed to Anjana, because that is a place where she has done tapas to get this son, get this child, Hanuman. So you find that various giris are there. So one is this Anjana Giri. You will find that mountains. There's a leaps that you take, to go to Tirupati. One is that, because that place is ascribed to her. Why? Because she did tapas there, it seems.
And Hanuman born there.
Born there. Supposed to have been.
Now they are putting the temple there.
Yeah, now they are putting a temple now there. Yeah,
Will they
I
pray?
heard. That's where he is born.
Mhm.
Ascribed to, supposed to have done tapas by his mother and father for son. Because for a long time they were not having. So those two went to this place. It is very close by because they were all living in Kishkinda. Kishkinda, you know where? Bellary.
Oh.
Bellary district is Kishkinda.
Oh.
There. So Rishimukha is still there. There is a place, Rishimukha, where this fellow, Sugriva was hiding, is still there.
Oh.
So Karnataka, from Maharashtra, Rama enters Karnataka. That is a place where he meets Hanuman first. So the meeting point. That's why even now you go that side, lot of monkeys you will find. Those forests. Still they are there, they say. Hanuman faced. Monkeys are there a lot. So that is a place of his birth. And then what all happened and all that we will see later. But today, first thing what you need to know is this. What is the uniqueness of Hanuman? And by worshipping him, by thinking about him, by studying him, what you get? What you get is this. Just by thinking on his glories, on his life, just having this worship of Hanuman, you get all this. Buddhi, Balam, Yashas, Dhairyam, then Nirbhayam, Ajatyam, Arogatam and Vakpadutvam.
So we'll be discussing.
All this you get by worshipping him. Why you are able to get all this is because he has so much. You see, it's like if you go to a person, say, sir, can you give me 5,000 rupees? If he has 50,000 with him, he will give you 5,000. Imagine if that fellow himself has only 2,500. What he will do? Say, I'll give you 100 rupees. You may need 5,000, but I can't give 5,000. I can give only 100. You take 100 and give and send you off. That's all he can do. If he is very charitable. Right? Hanuman can provide all this to us. Nah? Why he is able to give us all these things? Just by thinking of him. That means what? He possesses all this in abundance. From where he got all that? From where he gets all this is the next question. How is it that he is able to have all this and I am able to distribute all this to you? Is what he is indicating by his very picturization. Anjali Mudra. All that you have to do is what? Worship Rama. By that Rama Nama alone, this Anjaneya got all this. That I can give it to you. But the source is not me, he says. I am not the real source. The real source is Rama. From him, I take and give you this. Exactly like moon. Taking the light of the sun, reflecting it on the earth. That's why Mullah says, between sun and moon, who is superior? He says, moon is superior. Why? Because he lights in the night. What is the point of having light in the daytime? So sun gives light only daytime. There's no need. Already it is day. What is the point, he says? Like that is. Hanuman says, that is why he is indicating to us that, look here, the psychology he gives is this. The fundamental psychology is, he knows the human weakness. We don't act, we always react. We can't act on our own. There is no buddhi we have for all that. Hanuman knows that. So what he wants all of us to do is to, like the moment you see someone yawning, what happens to you? You also yawn. The moment you see someone smiling at you, what happens to you? You smile back automatic. The moment you see someone in a dejected state, depressed state, what happens to you? You also get depressed. Now you can't be standing there laughing and smiling. That is not possible. You also get into that depressive mood. Automatic that is. So, on your own you will not have bhakti. You will not have that devotion. By looking at Hanuman, there is a possibility for you to imitate at least. Hanuman says, at least imitate bhakti. Just by imitating bhakti, you can get all this. By imitation, if you can get all this, means if you have original bhakti, what you will have? And he leaves that to our imagination. Yes. I am going to grant you all this. If you come to me, what will I do? I will teach you one thing. What I will teach you? The moment you see someone saying Namaste, first thing our reaction will be what? The moment the other person says good morning, what do we do? We respond. You see that? Instant. So the moment he puts his palms up and says Namaste, automatically what happens to all of us? We also respond by saying Namaste. That is a method. That is a technique. That is why they presented Hanuman in the form of Anjali Mudra. This mudra of standing with folded palms. Learn that, he says. Learn to have that devotion. Now, if you want to get that devotion, what is the only way for us to get that devotion? By meeting someone who has that devotion in him. If a person were to have that devotion in him, you go to him, what happens? His devotion will infect you. It will be passed on to you. It's not yours. It's not your own. But still, that is more than enough for you to have this vicarious power. Like the moment you take the iron piece in that magnetic field, closer to the magnet, once it enters into that magnetic field, the iron piece also becomes a magnet. But only problem is what? It will be having that magnetic power so long as it is in that magnetic field. The moment you take it out of that magnetic field, it falls back to iron hood again. It doesn't have that attraction, power of attraction. Now today people talk about this law of attraction. No law of attraction, this is the law of attraction. All that you have to do is what? Get into that vicinity. The best one to get into that vicinity is Hanuman. And he has to be there. If he is not there, it is not possible. That is why Hanuman is given this Siranjivitva. He was blessed with Siranjivitva. Let him be there always. And he chose to be living here. Even though when he was offered moksha, he says, no, I will be here. I am not coming with you. Because when Rama left, he took everyone to Vaikuntha. When he was taking everyone to Vaikuntha, he asks Hanuman also, you also come with me. Special, chartered flight. All other people are Janta flight. For Hanuman, Rama said, okay, you come with me in my flight. Hanuman said, no. Refused it. There are only two people who refused. One is Hanuman, another one is Manikavasar, the great Tamil saint, Manikavasar. The one who gave that Tiruvasara. Manikavasar. He was also offered by Shiva moksha much before. He has not started anything. Straight away he was granted moksha. Come. He refused to go with him. He said no. One pan. Another fellow is this, Hanuman. These two were the only one who had refused that moksha. He refused Vaikuntha, he refused Kailasa. Shiva's Kailasa. Okay, you don't think of some other Kailasa. He was offered. Said, no. Why? I am here to educate people, to inspire them for coming towards this. So the moment you go, first thing he gives is all this. Then, more than all these things, what he gives, if you continue your association, you get this bhakti, devotion you get. And he says that is the source of, from where I derive everything. I'll connect you to the main pipeline. No distributor, direct. Directly we get from the farmer. No? Like that. We'll see more next.
Dhairya means is not patience?
No.